Ashton Wolf here, extrasensory, psychic, shaman, coach, completion process facilitator. I help people enter their heart space and come into a place of power. And today we're just going to have a little bit of a living room chat on how to completely flip your idea of what junk food is. Now, I'm not talking about the actual definition. Most of us get the definition that junk food means it's food that is junk for your body. It's not good for your body, right? But it's the belief that most of us have around what that actually means that we want to flip. So I'm someone who has very recently learned the very hard way that society has a completely false idea of what's good for you and what's not good for you. And if you're following the status quo, and if you're even having any belief systems that kind of fit that norm of what's normal, right, normalized, you're in trouble. So for me, I got into the trap of eating what I considered healthy for years, when I wasn't really looking into the beliefs of what that actually meant. I was eating a lot of vegan products that were targeted to make you think they were healthy, and that were targeted to make you feel like it fit those societal belief norms. Now let's talk about what that societal belief is that's going to get us into a lot of trouble. Now I'm going to take on a little bit of what that belief sounds like so you get a better idea of what this belief looks like. So we have normalized health when it comes to something like this. Well, you know, it's okay if we have cookies and cakes and high sugar things once in a while. It's completely fine. And if we're eating things like peanut butters and jams and salads with ranch dressing, because that's super, super, super healthy. Pretty much as long as I'm not eating cookies and chips and ice cream on a daily basis, I am being super healthy. We normalize eating products like peanut butter that has added sugar. We normalize eating breads that have added sugar. We normalize eating sandwiches and things with refined flour. We normalize eating salads with ranch dressing with really unhealthy things in it. We normalize putting really unhealthy things on top of healthy things and calling them healthy. In society, we have normalized the fact that there is added sugars to a high degree in everything, not just in your cookies and cakes, but there is added sugar in food that you can make healthy meals with, and it makes it unhealthy because the added stuff is in there, right? In completely normal foods that you would eat on a daily basis for your meals, there is added fats, there is added sugars, there is processed things, there is chemical compounds that we can't even pronounce. We have normalized that because we're like, well, everyone does it. That's completely normal, right? You know, you can eat healthy and still be completely unconscious. Like, you can consider yourself, oh, I eat healthy, and be completely unconscious of all the added things in the products that you're choosing. And in general, we've become so normalized in society to be so totally unconscious of what we're putting in our body. We've decided that 19 grams of sugar is unhealthy, but we don't even have to think about it if it's 1 gram or if it's 5 grams or if it's 7 or 9 grams. I'm here today to have a nice conversation with you about this, to try to help you change your beliefs. I'm not going to give you all the facts and all the science behind it, but it's out there and it's easily accessible. Go to Google, you'll find it. But grab your tea and come and sit down with me, honey, and let's have a little chat, all right? Sugar is not healthy for your body. If you can have 0 sugar in your diet, that's what healthiness is, right? Refined flours, sugars, processed salts are literally like poison to the body. Like, they're poisonous to our bodies. And you don't have to get fat. You don't have to have serious medical illnesses for your body to be sick, for your body to not be at its best, and for your body to become disconnected and unhealthy. The truth is that, especially in North America, most people are so far from healthy, it's not even funny. Even the people that consider them to be, even the athletes that are, trying to eat really healthy, a lot of people are not at their optimum health in this world today, and that's because of these societal norms. People try to be super, super, super healthy, and it's really only the bare minimum. There's no reason why we should be adding poison into peanut butters and dressings and to have poisonous things for our body in our regular meal times. There's no reason for it. There's no reason to make your body sick. And it's completely inappropriate to consider them food. They're not food. It's, if you have added sugar in the products that you are eating, that is a dessert. People are eating desserts on a daily basis. And a dessert is something that is sweet and not good for you. These things are unnatural to our body, and they are poisonous. They're not good for us. They make us sick. And what they do is they make sure that you're not at your optimal health. They predispose you to serious illnesses that maybe they'll take 10 years, maybe they'll take 5 years, maybe they'll take 20 years to show up. But you're slowly walking yourself towards that illness every time you put them in your mouth. Now I'm going to talk to you about why it's absolutely ridiculous that we're doing this and why we don't need to, and there's literally no reason for it except for someone started doing it and then the sheep followed and the sheep never stopped following. Get yourself out of the matrix with food. There is no reason why you should be harming your body when you're eating. I'm going to prove to you right now why there's no reason for that, okay? Most people eat the unhealthy stuff and are unconscious of it because they're like, well, it's comfort and it tastes good, right? And I don't want to sacrifice what tastes good. Let's talk about taste and let's talk about cravings. There are 3 types of cravings, okay? The first craving that people are getting, and this is why they're eating the junk food, and this is why they don't care if there's some sugar in their peanut butter. There is bacteria in your gut that is craving it. I'm going to say this one more time. You are not the one craving the sugary foods. There is a foreign invader in your gut that keeps growing and growing and growing and can literally access your brain to tell you that you want to eat that stuff. It can literally work with your stomach to make you think that you're craving it, to make you think that you're hungry for it, because it wants to survive. And guess what happens if you don't eat the sugar? It starves and dies. Craving number 2, and this is what you actually think is happening, and this is what companies really try to exploit when they're exploiting your sugar cravings. Flavoroids. There is flavoroids in food that when they interact with your tongue, they send messages to your brain to say that was a super satisfying experience, right? So you can have a sugar craving, which is just the gut bacteria, or you can have a flavoroid craving, which is your body actually wants a certain type of flavor. And you can eat 100% healthy and meet all of your flavoroid cravings. The third type of craving is when your body actually craves a certain nutrient on the cellular level, and by giving it that nutrient, it's helping your body run better, and that's why it's super satisfying when you're taking it in, and it has nothing to do with flavor. There is absolutely no reason why we need to be eating anything that's unhealthy ever. We can get our flavor cravings, and we can get food that actually nourishes the body, and we can still have those experiences of something that tasted really good and felt really good to take in. As soon as you actually starve out that gut bacteria, not only will you not be craving the sugary things, and you won't be craving the old things that you thought that you liked so much, because the gut bacteria will actually die, but when you actually do try to have those things in the future, guess what? It's gonna taste disgusting to you. Now all of a sudden, 2 grams of sugar makes you want to throw up. And 10 grams of sugar or 20 grams of sugar makes you sick and feel like you have just completely violated yourself. Another thing, do not rely on your stomach to tell you what you need or don't need in your body, because here's the thing, is that your stomach has its own mind. It does not speak for the body, okay? Here's the thing, is with the stomach, is that if you're used to eating a certain quantity of foods, it's going to expect that quantity of food all the time, and it's going to crave for it. If you have extra weight on your body, the chemical that tells your stomach it's full doesn't work properly for every pound of excess fat that you have on you. Your stomach has a mind of its own. Even though it's super, super healthy to fast for your body, the stomach tells itself that it's starving and that it's not good for it, and it needs some time to adjust to the fast, right? If you're on a new diet, even though you can go on 800 calories, and it's actually, if you need to lose weight and you need to whatever, for whatever health reasons, it can actually be super, super beneficial and healthy for your body, but your stomach will be like, oh my god, no, this is not enough calories, what's going on now? I promise you that when you work through your beliefs, when you get rid of that gut bacteria, that you're gonna see that you can get amazing flavoroid cravings in a salad, in peanut butter with no added sugar, in beautiful, like, flavored vegetables, in chilies that are cooked and sauteed just that right way and marinated just that right way, right? There is so many genuinely healthy foods out there that are gonna give you amazing flavoroid experiences. Your body is gonna feel nutrient satisfied, and it's gonna be that same kind of food feeling of like, that was good. And it's gonna be a real sense of satisfaction. It's not gonna be a false, fake satisfaction. It's not gonna be tricking you satisfaction. Another reason that people like to eat unhealthy foods is that sugar roller coaster that you're going on, where you get like a spike in your sugar levels, and it feels like you have like a lot of energy, and your body is like, yeah. In the wild, we do not find the amount of sugar that we're putting in foods today, so it's basically like you just ate 8,000 apples in one sitting, and your body is like, woo, let's do it! But it's a roller coaster, and roller coasters always come down. And you're associating the feeling good part with the food, but then we're not always as conscious that when we feel bad after, it's because of the food. That when we're feeling even just low energy, low vibe, not feeling our best, that it was because of the food. You can research this and look this up for yourself on the impact it has on your body, but you want to stay away from sugars. You want to stay away from any refined flours, and you want to stay away from any processed salts and any chemical processed things that you cannot pronounce. Stay away from it. When our body is not at its best, we cannot do what we came here on earth to do, right? That is when we start committing ourselves to activities like watching TV and being on the phone and just like doing things in our body that are super unconscious and super unconscious habitual routines, right? And it's because our body actually doesn't feel good, even though you might not like be really, really sick, and even though you might not be really, really fat, right? Your body is still feeling sluggish, it's not feeling at its best, and it's not like naturally what our bodies came here to do, right? Like, people are like just normally used to like people feeling like bad in their bodies, and people like, you know, not having the optimal vessel that we could actually have. When you're born as a baby, you're in your optimal vessel, and we slowly poison our bodies and make our bodies break down super, super quickly, and we get them used to feeling so bad, and we're so unconscious of the fact that we actually are feeling bad in our body that we numb ourselves out, we do coping mechanisms, and it's because when your body is not feeling optimal, right, then there's a disconnection between your body and you're not actually living in your body to its fullest. When the body is at the optimal health, you should be able to move all day, all the time, and feel great. You should be able to be like stretching and like moving and doing everything that your purpose work is here on this earth, and it should just be easy and flow, and you should feel super super like just vibrant with energy. That is what we were born here to be. That is what our vessels are capable of. When you treat it the right way, we are capable of having vibrant bodies. We need to allow our bodies to return to a real state of vibrancy and health. When we're connected to our bodies and when we're in our bodies, we can really enjoy this life. We can really enjoy connection, physical connection, and doing our purpose work and feeling our best, because that's what we deserve to do. And we deserve to have optimal vessels to do those things in, and this is going to take us deeper into our sense of purpose and our connection with the earth and our connection with life itself. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to eat the zombie food that the Matrix tells you is totally normal and totally fine, or do you want to get in reality that there's absolutely zero reason to feed our bodies things that are not good for us, and that we can have completely amazing food experiences in healthy ways? Stop doing the bare minimum healthy and start actually thinking about what your body actually needs. It needs water, it needs sunlight, right? And it needs food that feeds it, not destroys it. Sugar destroys your body. Refined flour destroys your body. Salts and processed chemical things destroy your body. You do not need to eat these things. It is not normal to eat these things. It is super, super bad for your body. It's going to make you sick. It's going to force you into seeing a doctor and big pharma to shove more unhealthy things for your body just to survive, okay? And you are literally ruining your life. You're ruining your life. You're ruining your health. Life, vitality, happiness, it comes from health. Comes from vibrancy in the body. There is a ton of other ways to achieve it emotionally and mentally, but if you're not vibrant and healthy in your body, it also affects how you feel emotionally and mentally too. I'm on a completely zero free sugar diet. I don't eat any refined flours, and I don't eat any like stuff with like added like harmful processed salty things. And I still like crave food. I crave yummy chilies and yummy salads, and I have amazing flavored experiences, and I feel super satisfied, and my body is starting to come back to its vibrancy and starting to come back to its health, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. The truth is that even the normalized bare minimum of what we think is healthy for our bodies, if you actually get into your reality with your body and what it actually needs and what's actually harming it, even the bare minimum is monstrously dangerous and harming and damaging to your body's needs. Some other ways that that society normalizes being unhealthy is by saying that being healthy is this like super big deal accomplishment, like, and this thing that's so difficult and like it like sucks so bad, and it's like really just this downer, when in reality being healthy should be something that feels amazing, that is easy, and is your birthright. And to work towards health is something that should seem normal, not a huge accomplishment. It should be normalized. Another huge way that being unhealthy has been totally normalized in society is through culture, through gatherings, and through societal pressure, right? I can have connection with you if I come to Thanksgiving and talk about how delicious unhealthy food is, and let's all bond over it, right? There's a huge American culture around unhealthy food, and yeah, in my personal belief, it should never ever be a treat to harm your body. It should never be considered a treat to harm your body, and it should not be why we're coming together, and it should not be the basis of bonding together. And you're probably like asking, like, what do I mean when I say they? When I say they, I'm talking about the big corporations that benefit from you getting sick. I'm talking about the people that perpetuate and benefit and get profit from the matrix continuing. And I'm talking about the people that benefit from people staying asleep, from people staying in coping mechanisms, and from people being unhealthy. We all deserve to be in optimal health. We all deserve to have our bodies running in optimal health, in optimal thriving, in optimal ability to live life. That's what they're here for. That's what our bodies have come to earth to do, is to freaking live to our fullest. And we all get to have our bodies be in optimal health, and it gets to be easy and it gets to be normal, and we get to bond over that instead. That is the world that I want to see.